Thế rồi, chào mừng một ngày mới nhé. Hôm nay thì sẽ chú ý tập trung vào những gì đã được nêu ở trong phần khái quát của livestream ha. Thì nội dung cũng đơn giản thôi, không có gì khó mà lạ hết. Quan trọng là mình sẽ test một số sự kiện của Stardale, còn trước đó thì sẽ cố gắng làm lại một số nhiệm vụ mình thường gọi là kiểu dating. Ở đây thì thường gọi là sự kiện đồng hành, còn mình gọi nhiệm vụ hẹn hò á. Để lấy thành tựu. Nói chung là cũng không khó, nhưng mà sẽ phải chú ý một số chi tiết, và nếu không thành công thì sẽ phải làm lại á, nên có thể sẽ rất là lâu. Rồi. Rồi chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu vào con đường này ha. Mặc dù mình không nhớ chính xác thì thế nào ta, quan trọng là mình phần đọc tài liệu và cố gắng để trả lời đúng những cái câu hỏi của Jesus ha. Rồi ta sẽ cố gắng làm style tiếp ha.
Welcome back, Mr. Hazo. I'm glad you're all right. How about some tonkatsu? You must have missed the taste of home after so long.
Maybe next time, Ryuji. Seems like somebody's been expecting me. And I'm afraid they're only gonna be disappointed once again.
Well, well, look who it is. The great Detective Hazo. What nonsense were you talking about just now? I've been worried about you, you know. So much so that I took the trouble to write that heartfelt letter to the Tenryo Commission. Well, was it sufficiently flattering for you?
Uh-oh, they're at it again.
Let's not waste the traveler's time, Sango. Just tell me, what do you want?
Fine by me. My request is simple. Disclose all the details of the Ryuji case. It's time you stop hiding the truth and let me investigate it thoroughly.
First of all, that case has already been solved. Second, I've disclosed everything the police station has on the case. And third...
Enough! You can only fool Ryuji with that. If you don't want to cooperate, I can assure you that I will write more letters to the headquarters of the Tenryo Commission. I will not give up on this case.
Wait! Hold on! Can someone please explain what's going on here? Paimon...
All right, let me explain. Several years ago, a terrible murder took place in the police station. I was still working at the Tenryo Commission then, and the victim was actually my dear boss. Due to various factors, I was deemed to be the top suspect, which is why it's called the Ryuji case. Also, Hazel wasn't a part of the police station back then. He was a detective at the agency, which at the time was called the Bonton Sango and Heizo Detective Agency.
Huh? That's crazy! But, wait. Then why did Hazel leave?
After the incident, I was quickly convicted and sent to prison. Fortunately, Sango then promptly proved my innocence and caught the real murderer.
But that murderer was actually just a dummy to throw us off, am I right, Detective Shikanoin?
Sango thought that everything went smoothly, so much so that she suspected the real murderer was someone else. Of course, Detective Hazo was also helping with the investigation, but after a long time, he still came up empty-handed. Later on, he decided to join the police station to continue his investigation on the inside, which is why he left the detective agency.
Ha! That's what I thought too. I was foolish enough to believe that Detective Shikanoing and I shared a common goal. But I was wrong about him. He has no sense of loyalty at all. He just wanted to become an official as a means of gaining fame and fortune.
Come on, stop exaggerating. Let me set the record straight here. First, I joined the police station long after that murder case happened, and it had nothing to do with any inside investigation. That's just somebody's wishful thinking. Second, purely out of curiosity, I did investigate the case later from within the police station. My conclusion was that the suspect Sango had caught was in fact the real murderer. And lastly, when Sango didn't buy my conclusion and asked me to disclose all related case files from the police station, I did exactly as she asked. I didn't hide anything.
He's lying right through his teeth.
That's it. I want this to end once and for all. Since the Traveler's my supervisor today, they have complete access to all the police station's files. If she's willing to help re-examine the case and arrives at the same conclusion that I did, then you won't have to doubt me anymore.
Whoa. Huh?
Unless you don't trust the Traveler. Come on, say it.
It's not about whether the Traveler's trustworthy. I'm just wondering if you will interfere somehow.
The thought never even crossed my mind.
You have to swear that you will not mislead the Traveler by any means, and let her investigate the truth on her own.
No problem. Cross my heart, hope to die.
Well, Traveler, are you willing to help me with this? Will you agree to re-examine the Ryuji case and find the truth? You can bill me later for however much you'd like as compensation.
Sango, really? However much they want?
Money is valuable, no doubt. But pursuing the truth is the reason I started this agency. The Ryuji case is the only case I failed to solve. I am willing to give you anything.
Cứng đầu đấy.
All right. I'm counting on you, Traveler. You hear that, Detective Shikanoing? Ha! Now we just need to wait and see.
All right, I got it. No need to keep yammering like that. You'll scare the kids next door. Come on, let's go back to the police station.
Thế thì mình cũng nhớ mang máng nội dung này ha. Nói chung là tất cả mọi người trong đây đều, mọi người trong vụ án đều có một phần trách nhiệm, một phần tội lỗi cả. Nếu mà xét về lý á, thì không ai tránh khỏi tội cả. Còn nếu mà xét về tình á,
All right, hang out here for a sec. I need to go to the
Cho chúng ta
archives to
kết
get the
quả
case
như đã thấy.
files. For now, why don't you go and chat with Yoriki Owada over there? He worked on this case too back in the day. No, you misunderstand. It's not that I want you to look into this. It's just that you're the only one who can. You're the only one I can think of who Sango would ever believe. She trusts in both your qualities and abilities, so I hope your findings can finally convince her and put an end to this whole thing. Sure, she's just writing complaint letters for now, but who knows what she will do in the future. All right, I'll go get those case files. You go ahead and talk to Yoriki Owada for a while.
Oh, hello there. The Ryuji case. Oh, so you want to reinvestigate that one? That was several years ago now, but I still remember it clearly. It's pretty hard to forget something like that. Especially when the victim was the head of this police station. His name was Takatsukasa Isamu, the younger brother of Takatsukasa Susumu, head of the Takatsukasa clan. He was really one of a kind. Decisive, brave, and smart. He was much younger than me, and already had quite a reputation. I'm sure he would have gone far in the Tenryou Commission, if only he was still alive. What a shame. Who would have guessed someone was plotting against him? People will believe anything they hear. Everyone in the police station knew that Ryuji saw Takatsukasa Isamu like a father. Ryuji was an orphan, you know. Before he joined the station, he had been taking odd jobs here and there. It was Isamu who really took him under his wing. Ryuji was simple and not particularly bright, but he was very loyal to those who treated him well. He's also hardworking. Isamu must have seen these qualities in him and decided to keep Ryuji by his side. Ryuji worked with him for years after that, and was even promoted to be his personal assistant. Do you really think Ryuji would do anything to harm him?
So, then why was Ryuji convicted? Even Paimon can tell that's a mistake.
Well, here comes the interesting part of the case. Within a week, and before all the loose ends had even been tied up, Ryuji received his conviction. Moreover, it was signed by Madame Kujo Sara.
What? Why would Sara do something like that?
I'm getting older now, and my eyesight is poor. I can't see too clearly anymore.
Hey, come on, Yoriki Owada, there's nothing to see. It's obvious that the Kujo clan did it.
You can't just go around saying things like that, Wisuki. Those were just hearsay. There was no evidence.
That's not true. Traveler, you may be unaware that the Takatsukasa clan has always been assisting the Kujo clan in the Tenryou Commission. But who doesn't want to be the boss, right? And Takatsukasa Isamu was the key figure for the Takatsukasa clan to bring down the Kujo clan. At that time, no one was held in higher regard than Isamu. So, naturally, the Kujo clan saw him as a potential threat. Kujo Takayuki must have been planning it all along, that rascal. Takayuki is able to control the Takatsukasa clan as long as he's in power. But by the time he retires, Isamu would have been at the apex of his political power, while Masahito and Kamaji of the Kujo clan would still have been too young. The two of them wouldn't stand a chance against Isamu. You think Kujo Takayuki would simply sit back while Isamu gained traction? So he decided to strike first.
You youngsters and your conspiracy theories.
No, it's true. It's the only way to explain it. Otherwise, why would an impartial person like Madame Kujo Sara sign Ryuji's conviction so quickly? They had to find a scapegoat to pacify the Takatsukasa clan, so Kujo Takayuki must have told her to sign it immediately. I'm not accusing Madame Kujo Sara of anything, mind you. I respect her very much. But maybe she had no other choice.
What do you know? I'm sure Madame Kujo Sara must have had her own reasons. The guy was a forensic expert who worked in the station named Shiroyama. I have to admit, he wasn't easy to track down. That Sango really is something, though. She caught him without even breaking a sweat. It turned out that after poisoning Isamu, Shiroyama secretly took the poison to Ryuji's place in order to frame him. Later on, the poison was also found in the forensic office, but that was already after Shiroyama's death. He confessed everything in a testament.
That's right. He hung himself in the forensic office not long after Sango was on his trail. Probably because he knew it was only a matter of time before he would be caught. Of course, he didn't admit whether he had been prompted by Kujo Takayuki. He took the responsibility alone. I bet Kujo Takayuki promised him a sizable compensation. After all, Shiroyama had a family to feed.
There you go again, pulling conclusions out of thin air. There wasn't any evidence of that at all.
Listen, I can almost guarantee that it was the Takatsukasa clan who invited Sango to investigate. We all knew that Ryuji was just a scapegoat. You think the Takatsukasa clan wouldn't figure that out? They're not stupid. So, they were suspicious of the Kujo clan and invited Sango to take the case. However, the Kujo clan were still a step ahead and were able to remove themselves from the situation before the whole thing blew up. They drove Shirayama to take all the blame as well as his own life. A perfectly clean cut for the Kujo clan. With Shirayama dead, there was no one left to testify. Even the Electro Archon herself wouldn't be able to do anything.
You make up stuff faster than a politician. It's a wonder nobody's asked you to be an advisor yet.
Hey, that's their loss.
The whole thing is starting to sound complicated.
Hey, I brought the files. I bet you got quite an earful just now, huh? But don't believe everything they say. After all, people can tell you anything, and it's hard to separate truth from rumors without facts. So what really matters is the case files. Everything laid out here is all that the police station has about the case. Please, take a look. Remember, you may find many clues during an investigation, but not all of them are useful. And in some cases, the clues you will find will not only be useless, but downright misleading. Also, if a clue cannot corroborate anything on its own, you can always compare it with other clues, and maybe then you'll find what you're looking for. Okay, that should just about do it.
Hold on. What actually counts as a result?
Usually, you need to find two things from these clues: a proven motive and proven means. Once you can confirm these two things, the criminal can be proven guilty. All right, you can go ahead and get started now.
Rồi bắt đầu ha. Vì để tiết kiệm thời gian và đúng với nội dung cốt truyện thì mình sẽ xem hướng dẫn nha, chứ không thể nào mà dựa vào đó.
Yikes!
Nhưng phán đăng mà thắng được hết đó.
Proving that Shirayama was the murderer, right? That is, if he was telling the truth, of course. Tsukasa Isamu seems like a thoughtful person, but something about the tone sounds weird.
Rồi chúng ta bắt đầu nhé.
Wow. Huh. told us to look out for.
Ok, rồi tới.
So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion? Really? You found the criminal? What clue reveals the criminal's motive? Excellent work. According to the victim's message, the two had deep conflicts. Although we cannot confirm whether the poison had been requested by the victim or not, it is true that Isamu used Shiroyama's family to blackmail him. Such circumstances could be enough motive for Shiroyama to commit the crime.
But wasn't Takatsukasa Isamu good to Shiroyama? He even went to Shiroyama's house to bring health supplements. But maybe he didn't really bring health supplements. Maybe it was something bad.
Is that what you think, Paimon? Well, we later found out that what Takatsukasa Isamu sent to Shiroyama's house was indeed health supplements. But if you consider the circumstances, what he sent wasn't important. What was important is that sending the supplements was actually a dangerous signal. Isamu was essentially implying, I can put anything in your wife's supplements at any time. If you really care about her safety, then get me what I want.
So scary! Your assumption sounds like a real threat. You're not really that dark inside, are you?
You don't really catch criminals by standing in the light, do you? Basically, these two clues work to verify each other, and the murder... Next, which clue confirms the criminal's means? So, what did you... Bingo! The autopsy report confirms that the cause of death was a special toxin. The testament indicates that Shiroyama used his position as a forensic expert to mix the toxin into the cold medicine taken by the deceased. But is that really the truth? Is it not possible that the toxin was mixed into the fish liver paste? Well, according to the toxicology report, this white powder only dissolves in water. Neither rice nor the fish liver paste could be used as a carrier of the toxin. The cold medicine was the only option. Putting the poison elsewhere would not only fail to guarantee a lethal dose, but would also increase the chance of it being noticed by the deceased. Therefore, the means is also confirmed.
Add that to the motive for the crime and... Whoa! So the murderer really was Shiroyama!
Yep, pretty clear cut, wouldn't you say? Look, I really don't know what Sango is so suspicious about.
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. Huh. You could say it's almost too clear cut.
Oh? Well, let's hear them. Maybe I have answers. What's bugging you? Maybe the report was wrong. The International Trade Association is a gathering place for merchants from all over. Countless merchants pass through the port of Rito every day. It's natural for there to be This also puzzles me. Maybe someone doesn't want us, but regardless, this isn't essential to the case. Like, the crucial elements are Shiroyama. Very nice. Top marks for attention to detail. It doesn't have any real bearing on the case, but let me explain how that works for you. So, why would Madame Kujo-Sara sign one conviction sentencing Ryuji to temporary incarceration awaiting trial, and another conviction sentencing Shiroyama to death? You may have heard some rumors back at the station that when this case first came up, the Kujo clan higher-ups were in dire need of a scapegoat to keep the Takatsukasa clan off their backs. In less than a week, the conviction was drafted, but anyone who buys the... So...
Oh!
Exactly. Before she signed it, she changed Ryuji's conviction from the death sentence to temporary incarceration. Ryuji escaped a disastrous fate without ever realizing it. Had Madame Kujo-Sara not changed his sentence, Sanga would have been seeking justice for a dead man.
Why was Sara so lenient with Ryuji?
That's the wrong question. This wasn't about Ryuji, but Madame Kujo-Sara's principles. The conviction could have been for a Ryuji. Given the enormous pressure she was under at the time, I'd say she did the most she could. Don't you think?
Pressure?
The pressure came from how this became...
Ugh.
Fortunately, Madame Kujo, just because she... Well, I don't follow...
Right!
You tell me. Why do I keep... I was starting to think our investigation... You're absolute... Why was the research...
Aha!
Don't you...
No.
Let's talk somewhere else.
Rồi, mà kệ nó đi. Nói chung là quan trọng là lấy được thành tựu thôi. Còn đi cốt truyện thì mình cứ đi xem lại á. Thật sự mình cũng có thời gian để đi lại và cũng chẳng quan tâm tới vụ án là năm nào đó lý luận của thằng thám tử nào đó thì nó là thám tử chứ không phải mình là thám tử ha, nên mình không có chơi với nó đâu. Đứa làm thám tử được rồi, nhiều đứa thám tử quá khùng á. Tiếp theo là sự kiện của Kavek ha. Về phần thành tựu trong nhiệm vụ Kavek thì nó đơn giản hơn, tức là chỉ cần đọc tài liệu là được rồi, không có cần phải suy luận hay là cần phải có chữ chính xác hay là canh thời gian gì hết. Đơn giản là chỉ cần đọc tài liệu là lấy được thành tựu á. Inazuma cũng là xong không? Subaru cũng là một trong những map khiến mình gần như là rất là tuyệt vọng ha. Thì đơn giản là map Subaru vừa ra thì số lượng rương, số lượng quét rất là nhiều. Khi đó thì chuỗi quét về Aranara là một chuỗi quét rất là lớn, cực kỳ lớn. Thậm chí đôi khi nó còn lớn hơn cả cái chuỗi quét về chuỗi quét chính và chuỗi quét ma thần nữa. Vì khó lắm. Chuỗi quét đó thì nó không có dính dáng gì tới cốt truyện xung quanh hết. Đó là cái thứ nhất. Thứ nữa là thứ nữa là mình thấy nó rất là dài và không có manh mối. Thật sự thì mình không biết là rốt cuộc nhà làm phát hành hay là bọn phát triển game nó nghĩ như thế nào. Nó không có một cái manh mối gì hết và mọi người phải đi đến đúng chỗ, làm đúng cái thao tác đó thì nhiệm vụ mới tiếp tục bắt đầu được. Mà với một cái chuỗi nhiệm vụ mà chỉ có một vài câu dẫn chả biết cần phải làm cái gì chính xác hết thì nó rất là khó chịu. Đấy, mông lung như một trò đùa. Và trong lúc vừa làm chuỗi nhiệm vụ Alanara thì lại có thêm chuỗi nhiệm vụ ma thần nữa. Mặc dù thì đó là hai cái khác, chuỗi nhiệm vụ khác nhau, nhưng mà lần đầu tiên mọi người chơi, lần đầu tiên mọi người trải qua cái chuỗi đó thì làm sao biết được là chuỗi nào là chuỗi chính, web nào liên quan tới cái gì và ma thần sẽ xuất hiện ở đâu, ở trong trụ web nào. Đấy, lúc đó thì Nahida hoàn toàn không xuất hiện trong chuỗi cốt truyện luôn. Chúng ta cứ làm những nhiệm vụ nhảm nhí xung quanh thôi. Ví dụ như là đi bảo vệ cho việc nhà hát được hát kịch, hay là các thứ cãi nhau với đại hiền giả, đi ra sa mạc các kiểu, một bầu trời âm mưu luôn. Và cuối cùng thì chui cả vào những cái kim tự tháp ở ngoài kia, mà nó thật nó chả đi tới đâu cả. Ngoài ra thì còn phải những nhiệm vụ râu ria xung quanh nữa. Đến cuối cùng thì đánh một vòng lớn, chúng ta quay trở lại Sumeru thì mới thấy được Thảo Thần và mới biết chính xác là chúng ta đang làm cái gì. Thật sự là cái chủ web ở Sumeru nó rất là hoành tráng.
Of all the places in the academia, I remember this one most. When my studies got busy, I used to pull all-nighters here trying to finish my blueprints. Who doesn't miss their time at the academia? Life was a lot simpler then, and we all had far less troubles. I created many designs that I thought were beautiful in the House of Dana. I drew whatever came to mind, since I didn't have to care about budget constraints or turning them into reality. If I had to give a reason, it'd probably be because I like the ambiance here. The academia also had a rule that allowed scholars to annotate any physical books they came across. As a result, the books here are chock full of scholars' wisdom across many generations.
Ngược lại với chuỗi nhiệm vụ kỳ nãy về hay xuông, thì chuỗi nhiệm vụ hẹn hò với Tavet thì nó là một cái bầu không khí gì đó.
Oh, here, this is a great example. This book, History of Ancient Sumeru Architecture, contains some analysis that I did many years ago. Huh? Why is Alhatham's handwriting also in here? When did he ever read this book? I guess it's probably from when we worked on that research project together. Anyway, he probably never cared to tell you this, but the House of Dana is where Alhatham and I first met. I came here to do my homework, and saw him sitting by himself next to that row of bookshelves. A group of Haravatat scholars were chatting near him, but he looked as if he was too lazy to join them. There was a pretty stark difference between him and all the rest of them. It was my fault for feeling bad for him. I thought he must have gotten into some kind of trouble and went over to ask if he needed anything, not realizing that...
Not realizing that you were in fact the one in a whole heap of trouble?
Alhatham? Why are you here?
The House of Dana is a public space. Anyone can come here, no?
But shouldn't you be at the records room at this hour? You're not here to watch me make a fool of myself, are you?
You think I would derive amusement from watching you fall into depression over your life's various troubles? If that's the case, then I suppose I must have been entertaining myself for years.
Quá thầm.
I came here to pick up a few files. If your voice hadn't managed to get through my soundproof earpieces, I probably wouldn't have noticed you.
All right. I admit I was probably overreacting just now. Probably not when he's right here with us. As his senior, I shouldn't try to tarnish his reputation.
There was nothing embarrassing or shameful about it. When I was still a student at the academia, I once collaborated with Kaveh on a research project. A collaboration is usually beneficial for all parties, but due to issues with our personalities, we ended up going our separate ways before completing the project. We had a number of differences, and they remain unresolved even today. But there's no point going into that right now. The more important question is, why are you at the House of Dana?
As a senior scholar, isn't it my responsibility to offer my friend a quick tour and explanation of the academia's architecture?
I see.
Then let me guess. Your next stop will be the pavilions around Razan Garden? Our famed architect sure loves showing off that corner to all his friends. Oh, and Kaveh, a lot of the books you annotated have been moved to the innermost section of that bookshelf over there. You'll have to dig them out yourself if you need to find them.
Huh? But why would you know that? Don't tell me you finally had an epiphany and realized that there's great virtue in respecting your elders' work.
Sure, if that will give you some self-confidence. Leave any words of thanks you may have to the ex-Grand Conservator. The last time he was here, he was complaining that he had received reports from current students. The main grievance being that the annotations are too long and difficult to read. As a result, the books you annotated have been moved to the back shelves.
What? But all of my annotations were extremely important. Instead of reporting me, they should have been thanking me for my service. The notes that I took, they couldn't have asked for a better analysis of those books. Okay, just you wait. I'm going to fix this right now. I'll dig all the books out and return them to the proper shelves.
Oh, we'll wait.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you were about to say he's feeling a bit down? Put through the ringer. What an interesting phrase. I assume he used those exact words himself? He probably did suffer quite a bit, that's true. He always spends a lot of time editing his proposals, with the goal of satisfying as many of the client's preferences as possible. But the satisfaction of one client will not translate to general satisfaction with his work. Many problems in life can only be solved by a fundamental change of attitude. As the leading genius of Ksharawar, Kaveh should have both the right and the confidence to reject any unreasonable demands. There are plenty of architects in Sumeru who are inferior to him in skill, yet far more irascible in temperament. What's more, there are plenty of people who look up to such individuals as paragons of staying true to one's principles. Clearly, his predicament is inevitable, since he holds other people's feelings as more important than his own. Of course, each person is different, and we should respect the paths that they have chosen for themselves. Admonitions will serve no purpose. People tend to succumb to familiar pitfalls, and this is especially true for those who believe it's their duty to carry more burdens on their shoulders.
Đúng là chỉ có anh hai thâm mới tìm
Looks
hiểu
like you were having
về
an enjoyable chat while I was gone.
sao bác vậy.
Were you talking about me by any chance?
What do you think?
What else is there to talk about? Surely no one would be interested in talking about the files that you were browsing through earlier. Anyway, you should take a look at this. Look at this comment on page 82. Dear Kaveh, thank you so much for annotating this book in such detail. It was a great help to me. See that? Now that's how a student should treat their seniors.
And it looks like you're already in a much better mood now. It really doesn't take much to make you happy, huh?
Me happy? I'm mocking that retired blockhead for being so full of himself. He understands nothing about the true beauty of architecture. When I can find some time, I'll have a serious talk with him about making sure these books are put where they belong.
Why don't you just move all the books yourself? It's not like he hasn't cursed you out before. What was that nickname he gave you while you were in the academia? The Urchin of Ksharawar?
Vậy luôn.
Kaveh had a habit of scribbling and writing in all kinds of books.
Hey! You didn't need to bring that up. At least not when I'm still standing here. Oh, actually, I also found a really old sketch in one of the books over there. See? Doesn't it remind you of something? Huh? Don't tell me even you don't get it.
Don't ask me. This is the time you specifically put aside to brag about yourself. Feel free to hoard all the spotlight you want.
You? In that case, allow me to explain. Although this sketch is a little abstract, you can plainly see from the road plans that this was an original concept for the expansion of Port Ormos.
We can also plainly see that the designer was a huge fan of this project. It's the project he loves to talk about the most, second to the Palace of Alcazarzaray.
If I don't keep bringing up the neat projects that I've done, how would anyone know that I was the one who did them in the first place? There shouldn't be any complaints about Port Ormos. If I remember correctly, the construction process was very smooth, everything was made ready ahead of time, and there were very few safety concerns.
There are indeed no records of any complaints about this project. A most impressive achievement.
See? What did I tell you? Come on, let's take a stroll through Port Ormos next. I'll tell you all about the designs I made for the place.
No need. It's almost time to clock out for the day, and I don't intend on bringing any unfinished work home.
Suit yourself. It's not like you know how to appreciate artistry anyway. Let's go, traveler. I'll take you to Port Ormos.
Rồi hai người đi với chó với mèo vậy thôi là mệt. Có gì nổi tiếng qua chốn mà dễ đều. Cái đơn sữa nó chuyện chung rất mới. Ba lần tư gì chim được biết gì à. Rồi cái này chắc tiếng Ali sữa. Tiếng máu bằng từ khổ cái đơn rất mới và rất kính hưởng hoạt động. Mà chưa có ghi chú nào bên trong nhưng phỏng đoán táo bạo của tác giả. Tiến hóa dần từ khổ. Táo bạo tác giả trong cái này bị đó gạch bỏ không thương tiếc. Cái này là anh hai tham. Mình qua cái nút vô đại. Bản sách đang tiêu hóa một lọt mình và đều mắt bên cạnh và đầy đủ ghi chú tao nhã. Đánh giá chi tiết trong chuyên nghiệp và nội dung đi kèm với cuốn sách. Đây là cao tác viết. Đây, không có cuốn sách nào liên quan tới Sino hết. Rồi vậy là hai thành tựu trong chuỗi nhiệm vụ hẹn hò mà mình còn thiếu cái là học sinh là tâm tư đề tài. Vậy đấy, đó là thành tựu của ngày hôm nay. Thời giờ thì mình chỉ còn thiếu một vài thành tựu liên quan tới làm từ hoàn hảo nè. Số thành tựu liên quan trong chuỗi thành tựu thế giới muôn màu đó ha. Còn đa số thành tựu xong hết rồi. Một số thành tựu liên quan như là các thành tựu liên quan tới nhiệm vụ ngày của Sumeru, liên quan tới Hatim và cơ hội đầu tư gì đó của ông ta. Một cái thành tựu về Budapa với con rắn đang chơi rắn. Có phải vậy không thì cũng không biết luôn. Tên gì nha, để mình xem lại. Gunpan Gunlagia và con rắn. Nói chung là tìm những món đồ nhỏ nhắn cho con rắn rồi xong. Đấy, một thành tựu nữa là thuộc về Nermin và là tai toán tôm đó, và hai thành tựu Lydia là tìm kiếm bốn phương của Lan, và một thành tựu liên quan tới Sun Tzu và đi vạn dặm đường. Còn ở Inazuma thì còn
water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully.
Starel. Hiện tại Starel mình chưa chỉnh âm thanh. Ngày hôm nay thì về Genshin thì mình sẽ không khiêu chiến với con Helichat kia. Còn nhiệm vụ thì đã giới thiệu qua hôm trước rồi hả? Không khiêu chiến Helichat quay nhiều thì cũng không có đem lại lợi ích gì. Rồi, chúng ta tới nhiệm vụ này. Bên cướp đỡ cũng là một chương trình kỳ quái, tò mò lớn chương trình gì nữa, bây giờ phải làm một trò thứ làm sao. Đây. Hiện tại thì mình đã dừng chuỗi web về cậu bé đồng hồ ở Benaconi gần nhá. Vì trước tiên đầu tiên là rất dài, thứ hai là mình không thích thì có nữa. Đây cũng vì lý do là nó dài.
If we're not on patrol, we should get some rest.
Ok, ta nhận vé trước ha. Hiện thì cái sự kiện về mấy cái nhãn dán của bên đâu con đi nó biến mất tiêu luôn rồi, mình không cách nào tìm ra được nó, nên là không biết có thể quay lại được hay không. Mà dù cái chuỗi nhiệm vụ về quả đồng hồ chưa làm hết đâu, thấy mệt không. Tiếp tục không nói nữa.
Get your tickets for Robin's Life in the Song concert while they're hot. Here's the Pentecost. Once again, another moment has passed golden hour by. And that concludes the news. I wish you all safe and sound dreams.
Enjoy Clocky's pizza. Every stick of the clock is a tasty one.
Nói đi, mình vừa uống nước tí nhá.
Become part of the family. Raise a glass and enjoy feasts fit for a king.
Harmonize exists. Serenade the glow. Get your tickets for Robin's Life in the Song concert while they're hot.
Trời, nó dài dòng mà nó phiền phức thiệt á.
Enjoy Clocky's pizza. Every stick of the clock is a tasty one.
Here's the Pentecost. Once again, another moment has passed golden hour by. And that concludes the news. I wish you all safe and sound dreams.
Mệt thật đấy. Chỉ đơn giản là kêu chiến đâu mà lên mệt vậy đó hả?
Inventory complete.
Một, hai, ba, bốn, năm, sáu, bảy con rồi mà vẫn chưa đủ hả? Thôi, giờ cũng không biết luôn. Để không biết cái sổ tay nhãn dán nó lưu vào đâu rồi, không biết được. Vậy núi túi bạc. Đồng gia tộc khác là nhân viên chương trình. Phải lộn với nó đi. Vậy nếu tấn công phá thằng theo dõi. Cái chắc cũng phải dùng tới những nhân vật được cho thôi, chứ đâu có gì đâu. Thì đa phần đơn giản đây là test nhân vật thôi, nhưng sự kiện kiểu như vậy nó không có không có khó lắm. Quan trọng cái game này thì phải test nhiều lần mới được. Cái game này thì nó tốn thời gian hơn nó sẽ rất nhiều.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
This is double speed. You won't get away.
Cái game này nó rất là dễ. Chung vào là cứ thả auto thôi, còn thua là đánh lại, chứ giờ mình cũng biết sao giờ. Còn ngồi mà đánh nó thật, đánh từng việc từng ngược thì có khả năng đó đâu ha. Không biết là đánh sao là thắng luôn á. Đến sự kiện này có nhiều chúa rồi không thích được con là tí thì vẫn còn phần là tại xem thì có tốt rồi đó, không giờ đâu cần không sắp tới thì được con đang xin cho tới phiên bản tiếp theo luôn. Nếu là cái sự kiện đó người đánh tôi trước thì mình đã nói rồi mà không có điều con người đơn giản là trải nghiệm thôi. Giờ thì team đã mất trước rồi, những sự kiện như vậy thì mình thử ra là trên TV vai chơi xong rồi còn bao lâu rồi mình cũng không có tốt duy nhất hiện tại là La Hoàng và cũng như có La Hoàng mà thôi.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Không hiểu chơi làm sao là thắng.
Time for fun.
swept away by the wind.
Time for a fun. This is double speed. You won't get away.
Cái giếng cuối cùng kìa. Ok, nó đi trường cũng chẳng cần gì. Quan trọng cứ thắng là được.
Time for a fun. You won't get away.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I no exception. Existence is unity.
You won't get away.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Time for a fun. No way to miss the Mars truck. This is double speed. You won't get away.
Nó chơi dữ luôn.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I no exception.
Time for a fun. You won't get away. Eternal. Time for a fun.
Tremble before my power. A world devoured by ice.
Now or never.
Feel the freeze.
Enjoying yourself.
Witness
Thích khác rồi.
the avalanche.
No way to miss the Mars truck. Execute the Mars truck. No way to miss the Mars truck. Time for a fun. This is double speed.
Let me bestow upon you despair.
All will be swept away by the wind.
You can't hurt me.
Freeze to death.
Back off. Formation.
This will be your burial ground. The eternal freeze will bury you.
Time for a fun.
Judgment of eternal winter.
Enjoying yourself?
Kệ nó, nói chung là mình cũng chả biết gì hết á. Có ếch hay không ếch thì kệ nó.
Constructing dreams is something sacred.
Just as I thought, Miss Claudia's here. I am so ready for this day to be over. A little more to the left.
kệ nó, cái gì cũng được, đừng quan tâm đâu.
Protect all beauty. Rise. Word cleansing dragon.
Can you find the answer?
Is eternal. Protect all beauty.
You're sticky?
Wretched and fleeting. Rise. The beauty is eternal. Underestimated you. Wretched and fleeting. Beauty is eternal.
Ồ, lẽ vậy.
You're sticky?
Wretched and fleeting. Beauty is eternal.
Can you find the answer?
The dead return.
Like that, huh?
Chết.
Word cleansing dragon.
You're sticky?
Rise. Protect all beauty.
Một lần kiêu chiến này tới nó thôi.
Wretched and
Kiêu chiến này rất là chán. Thôi là cái nghĩa gì.
the dead return. Word cleansing dragon.
Can you find the answer?
Beauty is eternal.
You're sticky? Stop. Oh, Grace. Now or never.
Wretched and fleeting. Flesh wound. Protect all beauty.
Like
Những team này không tối ưu lắm.
The dead return.
Ngay phải đổi team khác.
Word cleansing dragon.
You're sticky? Can you find the answer?
Wretched and fleeting. Rise. Beauty is eternal. Protect all beauty. For a driller.
receive divinity. The dead return!
Feeling spiffy?
Primitive and fleeting.
Can you find the answer?
Blood cleansing dragon.